Right. Good
afternoon, everyone. Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. Nice to have you on. This isn't going to be massively interactive, so I might ask you to mute, because what we don't want is loads of background noise that will interrupt. So, very nice to see you. For the last 5 weeks, although it was over 6 because we had Amplify in the middle, I've been covering the topic of recruiting. And we're now moving it into the next stage. And this is that you've recruited somebody, and what do you do next? All right, what is the very next thing you do? Now, my top tip to any of you is this. I personally won't recruit someone unless they can guarantee me they can get their 1 hour online training done within 48 hours of being recruited. So if you've got somebody that's saying to you, oh, I'm just about to go on holiday, or if you're about to go on holiday or something like that, I honestly would say, please, please don't recruit them. And the reason being, Annette, could you mute yourself, darling? Let's see if I can mute people. I'm going to mute everybody. Right. Okay. No, Annette's still not. Yes, she is now. Good. There's some weird feedback. I don't know what's going on, and it's Annette. Annette, there's some weird feedback, even though you muted. It's really bad. Could you possibly, I don't know what, but could you put the volume down? There's terrible stuff going on. And nobody can hear me. Right. So, please, top tip, don't recruit them if you're going off on holiday, or they are. If they say to you, oh, well, I can't get the training done till next week, say to them, right, let's not register you until you can guarantee that you can get that 1 hour training done within 48 hours of coming on. Because what we want to do is give them the best possible chance that within 30 days, when they sign up 6 customers and recruit a partner, they could have £2,000 plus going in their bank account, because there's a £500 bonus if it's done in 30 days. If they go and join and do nothing for 2 or 3 weeks, it's highly unlikely they'll get that bonus. Okay. Now, what I can say to you is Rod's brought somebody in who's going great guns and doing lots and lots of wonderful stuff. It's Yessave, isn't it? And he's absolutely brilliant, and I can see it all happening. And that's the way that we want it to be. Now, don't get me wrong, there will always be people that will join, and for one reason or other, they're all enthusiastic. Then the birds get them, and all of a sudden they're gone. Yeah, I can see some smiles and nods. We know those people. Right, I have them too. However, to give you an idea, I've just brought in somebody. It was today at around midday. She's joined, and she's at this moment doing her online training. And I asked them, as soon as they've done it, would they please let me know? Now, I know we know, right? The company lets us know. But this is about making them accountable. I'm helping you here, okay? So I say to them, will they drop me a WhatsApp message and let me know they've done it? Please emphasize to them, it's fundamental that they, my brain's gone, flipping it. Yes, it's fundamental that they watch each and every video. Now, there are 7 modules, 7 on the Getting Started, this very first one. There are 2 plus docs, then there's a social media, and then there's another 2 modules plus another docs, in total 7. They must watch the video from the beginning to the end in order for it to say 100% complete. I say to them, The most important ones are the ones that are not social media. Social media can wait because we don't really want them hitting social media immediately anyway. So the reason I try and get them to do this immediately, and at the end of the day, even if you add in digesting it, it really is an hour and a half max. You know, in the early days, guys, we used to go off, drive sometimes drive 100 miles and go and spend 5 hours in a classroom. If they can't do a training that's a max of an hour and a half, they're not really that enthused. Okay, so bear that in mind. I say to them they must verify themselves. That's also important. Just little things like they cannot use a Monzo or Revolut type account. If they're registering as a partner, it needs to be a proper bank account like NatWest, Barclays, something like that. Okay, Monzo and Revolut will not be accepted for them to register with their £10. So do find that out. That's important too. So I'm not quite sure how some of you do this. And I know that there are some people that just send the partner link and get them to do it all themselves. Now, I'm of the opinion that if I'm bringing someone in, I'm taking some responsibility. This is my personal feelings here. I'm taking some responsibility to give them the best possible start. And so I don't do that. I don't just send my link and say, go and sign yourself up and leave them to it. What I'm about to do, because I'm going to break this down, this fast start thing, I'm going to show you what I do. And I do get a pretty good result, good result. So let me share my screen and explain to you what goes on. So you'll probably recognize, folk, here we come. You'll recognize this page. Now, they may instantly become a customer, which you sign up and you get the customer bonus for. But then as soon as they sign up as a partner, they are giving it to them back. So let's assume they've signed up as a customer and you've done all that bit. And now we go earn as a partner. Now, if you click this, I'm going to show you that you've put in there, for example, your ID. And what should happen is you come up. Okay. All right. So you say that's correct. Now, if they're already a customer, you can then press log in and it will bring up their customer details. Okay. If not, if they're not a customer because they can't be at this moment, then we skip. So let's go skip. Now, I want to share something here with you all. All right. And this might be, I don't know, it might be new to you. It may not. You may already be doing this. But today, this morning, just like you're there watching this, my new lady was there watching. And because this is through Zoom and she can see everything, I can do lots of this because it's compliant. What I sometimes do is make them the host from the Zoom and they're filling it all in themselves. Either way, it works. Now, I'm not going to sort of bore you with filling all this stuff in, but I just wanted you to see where we are talking about. Okay, it is quite sort of obvious. Now, what happens at the end is a page comes up and it says that they've become a partner. They've got an ID number. Through WhatsApp, I am sending certain things to them and that page comes up. Then what I tend to do is I copy and paste that final page. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to bring in a new share. Just let me find it, folks, and then you'll know what I mean. Okay, let me find. Okay. So, new share. Here we go. So this was what was on the page when this particular person today became a partner. There's their ID number. I copied and pasted all this and put it on an email under the heading, welcome to the team. It means I know for sure they've got all that information completely. Okay, that's what I do. Then on WhatsApp, and I'll stop the share here to get you all back. What I do through WhatsApp is now send them what the partner portal login is, which is, and you might want to write it down if you don't know, login.uw.co.uk. Because when they go off to do their training, that's where they go. All right. And you can tell them it's their email address plus their password that they've done. Okay. So now this is where I know some people do nothing at all, but this is where I take ownership. So now on Zoom, I'm going to show them around their new site. All right. I think this makes for what I call a good relationship to start with. So let me go into right. Let's say, for example, this is the new person. I know it's mine, all right. But what I'm doing is showing them around. I'm showing them in their account area all the things they need to know. All right, the start date, their ID number, who's their sponsor, who's their recruiter, where they must order their ID card. If they wish to change their email address, they can do so here. Where they link their customer to themselves, if it hasn't been done. Where they can change their bank account to be paid. Where they can change their password, and where they can click on and order their public liability if they need to do so. All right, and then I say to them, after I've shown them that, let's go back to the dashboard. Remember, this is the first time they're ever seeing this, all right, and this is why I think it's important. So I say to them, we all have much the same partner portal with some slight changes. And I tell them they can click on all this stuff and they won't break it. Now, further down, what happens on a new person is it actually says about acknowledging the spam and agreeing that they won't spam people. Now, ask them, do they know what spamming is? And we're not on about stuff in tins, okay? We're on about that we shouldn't send out texts, WhatsApps, emails to people, basically, we do not know. Okay, really important. I say to them, they agree not to do that. I then press the tick on agree. And what comes up is all their links. Now, let me scroll down to my links here. Let me move us out of the way. Right. So well, there's all my bits there. So they haven't got all this yet because they haven't got anything. But what they have got is their quit links. And I say to them, it might be a good idea to copy and paste these into a note system on your phone. Maybe you've got notes, maybe you've got something like Evernote, which I use, and they can use that because that's very useful for them to click on and realize this wonderful website, everything that they've got available to them. Really important. I'll also show them, right, and here we are, giving it all away. Lisa's 1 point off the dinner. So I show them that as soon as we start getting customers, and it will be me basically doing it while they watch, I'm going to help them make the calls to get those people. All right, and that's next week we'll do that. But at this moment, I'm showing them that for every 3 service homeowner, they'll get 3 points. And then I say to them, in your own time, have a little look at more info and be absolutely amazed at how much this company gives you for the work you do once. Then I then say to them, right, now, the online training you're going to do, it's going to be under Learning Portal. So click on it and show them. And again, all our partner portals say much the same, but theirs is like this, all right? Now, what makes me laugh is I've done this, I don't know how many times, but it's still there. And it doesn't matter. It's still there, right? That you can redo it. But you're telling them, please ensure that when you press complete, and what I tend to do is go on and I show them once. So let's do that now so you know what I'm on about. So we're going in. Here we go. And this one is a 15 minutes and it's about doing appointments. Okay. And then I just show them what they're going to do. I say to them, look, you are going to press some videos. Okay. And let me just move all my controls out of the way because I can't see what I'm doing. There we are. Press a little thing. Make sure you watch and listen to the end. And then you can press next. And then it's telling you about a guide to download and then press the next button. So show them what they've got to do, all right, and how they do it. Because I actually think by doing this, you have got more chance that they will get on and do it than if you don't show them. Right, now I'm going to end the course. Please note it's that button there. All right, I'm closing it. So I'm telling them they're doing those 6 modules and they want to get it done as fast as possible. And then to drop me a line when they've done. So then you've shown them all this, you've given them the login page, and now you say, okay, so you're going to do those 6 modules, but you're not going to do the 30 minutes fast start plan. Now, the reason I say that is that I want to do it with them, but I say to them, I'm going to book 1 hour with you, no more, no less, 1 hour. It says 30 minutes because that's purely about going through their why and various bits and bobs. But I'm now going to say where you spend the time is building their list, helping them get a minimum of 20 to 30 names. If you can get them up to about 30 and it says 20 on the screen, what I'll say to you is you are building confidence with that person. It makes them feel good. They've done more than. All right. So that's part of what goes on in the Fast Start plan. The other reason I take an hour is because, as you will see next week, I am going to show them how to make those calls. And I'm going to explain it in detail because what we want is for them not to go and completely mess it up. So there and then I ask them to get to their diary and I book, if I can, the very next day for the Fast Start plan, which I've done. I've got her in for 1:30 tomorrow. Now, I understand in the scheme of things, sometimes that's not possible, especially if they're working full time. But what you're out to do is to get this in as quickly as possible. All right, that's why you want their online training done as quickly as possible. Because the more days that go by, as Jim Rowan says, not just the birds will get them, the thorns will get them. And some of it will land on stony ground. You know the CD, you know, every hour, every day that goes by, somebody is going to try and neg them out. It's horrid, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Who could be the first person? I'm going to ask you, who could be the first person that will neg them out? Well, actually, I'll tell you it is. It's probably their partner at home. Oh, what you gone done that for? What, you paid £10 to get a job? Because that's the stuff that is said, isn't it? So it's really important we explain to them that £10 is a registration fee because there are stunning licenses that are awarded to us from Ofcom and Ofgem. We're given a public liability to £10 million occurrence, and I explain that. I say to them, Why would you want public liability? If you're doing this remotely, you're probably thinking, what's that all about? But supposing you decide to go face to face, maybe with your mum or your best mate round the corner. If you go in that door and trip over the dog and go bang into their 56-inch flat screen, you're covered. How wonderful is that? So actually, all of a sudden, that £10, you are showing them how it's such a small fee for something so absolutely incredible. This is all about really painting a picture so they really understand the value of what they've got, because they don't know what they've got at the moment. They have no idea at all. Okay, so hopefully all this, what I'm going through at the moment, is kind of making some sense. So I've now booked the Fast Start plan. Here's the next thing to say to them. Oh, please make a note of this. I ask them to make me a promise, to promise me that they won't talk about this, no matter how excited they are, to anyone. Do you know why? Because they'll go and mess it up. Now, you and I know that out there, the British public are pretty negative as a bunch, aren't they? We deal with them all the time. And so I explain to them why I don't want them to say anything. I say, because your best mate could possibly turn around to you if you say, oh, I can save you money on your broadband. I'll say, do you know what they'll go? Oh, I've just signed into a contract with Sky. No, it's all right, I'm done, don't worry. And you know what? I'm in a contract for my gas and electric. Absolutely brilliant. No, you can't help me. Now, they've only got to get a few of those, and instantly their belief system is dropping with everyone. What they don't know, and the people don't know, you can tell them, is, well, actually, even if they'd only just signed into Sky, it's only £165 to get out, and UW gives you £400 towards termination fees. What they don't know is, no matter what kind of deal they're with on their gas and electric, there is an early termination fee that can be paid. And we are the cheapest when there's 3 services. What that prospect doesn't know is, every time you spend money, any day, anywhere, you're getting money that comes back off your bills. So I have already shown them my bill and said, look, I've never paid for my phone, my broadband, my mobile, because of my everyday spending. Your friends and family at this point have no idea of this, so we don't want to spoil it for them. And what the aim is I'm going to teach you how to make these calls to bring about a positive response, a response that's not going to get negativity. And all we're going to do in the early stages with friends and family is, all we're going to do is ask for practice. Practice for you to learn how to do a presentation and show them a comparison. Nothing else, no coercion, no selling. We show them, then they decide. And I say, what's wonderful is the amount of people that at the end of the presentation, and when we get to the last slide, you say to them, okay, that's what Joe Bloggs is learning to do. It's the first time he's ever seen it. He's been writing lots of notes. But Joe said that actually you may be interested. So I know we've used you for practice, and please, we're not using and abusing you. All right. What we're doing is saying practice for Joe, but actually, would you be sincerely interested in having a comparison? And I tell them that what happens is people turn around and go, oh, yes, please. So then I say, okay, we didn't account for this. Do you have an extra 15 minutes? And we'll do you a comparison. And what happens is that we are then not disingenuous. We are actually giving people the chance of their own volition to make a decision for themselves, because people like choices. They like options, and we're giving them those options. So by bothering to spend this time which I've just been doing with you now, explaining, we've already hopefully set them up. They won't go telling everyone, ringing everyone, plastering it over their Facebook page. I've got something that can save you a fortune and all the rest of it. We are setting them up for a good start. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to unmute yourselves, I'd love you, because I'm sure there's some questions. If you want to unmute, I'd love you to think. Do I do that? Allow, ask all to unmute. There we go. You can. If you've got some questions, because that may be different to what you expected on how to recruit somebody. Tom, you're sat there in your car. Any ideas?
Yeah, I did have a question, but it slipped my mind actually. While you were talking.
That's all right. Anyone else got a question? Lindsay?
No, I don't. I'm afraid I'm just absorbing it all. I look forward to going and practicing it.
Wonderful. Well, next week, what we're going to do is we're going to do the fast start plan. And I'm going to ask someone if they'd be so kind as to be my new prospect, because I want to try and role play this and make it as near as possible. Do I have any volunteers that can be on at 4:30 next week and be my prospect, brand new, out of the bag? You, Alan, you'll be my prospect. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. I will keep you to that. I'll wait and see you. All right. Because what I want to do is show you how to build the list and how to do all of that side of it. And we may still have to break it down a bit, because we're going to be doing the why, and then we're going to be doing the calling. So that might be broken down into 2 parts next week and the week after. Guys, I hope that's been helpful. It's probably different to what you expected, but I want everyone to have the best chance of that when they bring someone in, they really, really can help them. Okay. And if you've got any new partners, for example, Rod, I know Tom's just brought someone in. If you've got any new partners, do share this stuff with them. All right. Because you know the follow-up link, the recording is there. And in fact, if you go onto YouTube and type in Yessave team coaching, there's absolutely hundreds of the damn things come up. All right. There's loads of them. Anyway, guys, this time next week, 4:30, see you all, and we'll delve into that fast start plan. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I won't be around next week. I'm going on holiday.
That's all right. You enjoy your holiday and you can see the recording. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.